So, Ipswich 0, Arsenal 4. A stroll in the park on this wonderful Easter Sunday. One of the dirtiest tackles you'll see all season resulted in a red card. So the geezer getting sent off to a standing ovation, which was disgusting.
Yeah.
However, because Saka limping around for a little bit, came back out in the second half, and now he's got a massive ice pack wrapped around his ankle. So hopefully he's all right. Other than that, Kenny, one of the easiest games of football you're ever going to see, isn't it, mate?
150%. I thought it was one of those things where there's a reason why these clubs go straight back down. Simple as that. They're not fit for purpose. I think today's game was a very poor effort for the Premier League in terms of it. You would have to look at the second half. They were down to 10 men. They don't bring Rory, Lee and Delap until the last 10 minutes. But even so, the guy's clear his lines and he's basically kicking it anywhere just to get himself out of trouble. That says it all. We pride ourselves on players being able to play out the back, playing little triangles, but they're so woefully weak. But you know what? The Premier League wanted a story today. What they wanted was for Ipswich to turn us over, and then, Liverpool beat Leicester, and then they had their coronation early doors, and they start making remarks about the football club. And I think that's what they really wanted. But we don't stay with attention at Arsenal. We do things our way. We're going to keep it honest. And the way, look, I'm just saying it. As I say, it changes the culture to some statements off now. But as I said before, just getting my plug out, strap out.
That's all right, mate. Go on.
As I was saying it before, because it's going to be a better signal when we get out. As I was saying before, you beat what's in front of you. The goals were laughable. Trossard was on the floor when he scored the first one. Martinelli we got him open, and then Trossard again. Day about he scored from a very easy angle, but at the end of the day, everything today was geared towards Paris. That's what every fan's talking about. I spoke to loads of fans. There's a few people there's a couple of people say that I owe them an apology. That if we win it, I'm sure you've been told the same thing. That if we win the Champions League, I have to apologise to the manager. You know what I mean?
So the easy answer to that is, so if we don't win it, do you want him sacked then because he's failed again?
No, we didn't get that far. But my good friend Roger, I'm sure he's been watching this. He grilled me on the phone for an hour and a half, and just before the match, he grilled me again. Just walking out of the train there because he's got a culture stand, and we're going to get. Believe it or not, this is a round robin trip where all the Arsenal fans who are going to London, we're getting a train to coach, then a coach from Colchester to Billericay, and then Billericay back to London, Liverpool Street. So this is what we do for good of the Arsenal.
Yeah, and on an Easter Sunday as well, Kenny. Obviously, the trains are limited on a Sunday, let alone a bank holiday.
Our away support is the best in the country. I don't want anyone to say anything different. There isn't a better away support today. This was a nothing game. If you heard our fans today, they were absolutely fantastic. They were singing songs. I think a few of us are beginning to dream, innit? We're dreaming that we could be in Munich this May. But in terms of the game itself, Declan got a good workout. I was happy with that.
Let me ask you this about the starting 11. Sorry to cut in there. Yeah. Thomas Partey didn't get a game at all, and neither did Jurgen Timber, yeah? I'm not too worried about Jurgen Timber, if I'm honest. But Thomas Partey is not available for the first leg, so I would have thought he'd played in this game and the Palace game. Do you think he punished him for getting that yellow card?
Yes, probably. But the thing about it is that I think if you want to sort of take it down a positive route, we're going to need Thomas in the second leg. That's where things get decided. There's supposing if we don't take a lead into Paris on the 7th of May, what happens then? We don't take a lead into the game in Paris. You know what could happen. It's a case where you need a Thomas Partey. Suppose if you're 1-0 up and you're trying to play the mid and low block, and you need the athleticism not only to keep the ball, but actually make sure you have numbers when PSG are on the attack, or when you need a drive from the midfield, either Declan. You can't just rely on Declan to do it. You need Thomas to do it. So with Thomas's legs, the fact that we've done remarkably well to keep him as fit as we can this season, because remember last season he wasn't fully fit, I think it's one of those games where you think it's Ipswich. We can rest Thomas. If we fast forward to the game on Wednesday, both sides are going to make considerable adjustments to their lineup. Crystal Palace are in the FA Cup semi-final. You can guarantee and put your house on the fact that Crystal Palace aren't going to be playing their full side because they've got a game on Saturday. And the same goes for us as well, you know what I mean? So all I'm saying is that it's the same principle. For me, same principle. And big game, Dave, you have to he's going to be available in the second leg. So you want to keep him as fresh as possible. If anyone needs a break, it's probably Thomas. And it's the same with quite a lot of players. Yorin Timber is going to need a break as well. He's going to be very, very important. Obviously at home, but he's going to be definitely important away as well. You know what I mean? So,
what about Rice though? Don't you think Rice needs a bit of a break?
Get some fresh air.
Your signal's having a mare, mate. Your signal's having a mare.
Oh no, that's why I'm saying. Wait. Stay there.
Yeah, no worries.
Stay. Right, it's going to be better now.
Yeah, it's better now. Don't you think? Yeah, it's better now. Don't you think Declan Rice needs a break though? He's played a lot of football. I know he's buzzing because his performance has been superb in the last 3 or 4 games.
This way. The thing with Declan is that Declan is one of those people who relies on rhythm. You know what I mean? And he's only Billy Ricky. Which bus? The top first one, white one. Yeah. So get the Billy Ricky anyway. So I think with Declan needs rhythm. He needs to play games. He's one of the players that won't accept rest, and that's why he wants to play every minute, every game. Obviously, he can't play every minute of today's game, but he does want to start games, and I think that's because he's hasn't been fully fit with his broken toe. I think that with Declan, he's playing himself into full fitness. Like some players need rest to get himself to full fitness. Declan has to play games. That's my theory.
He was outstanding against those. So was Mikel Merino as well. Mikel Merino further forward. Yeah, it was very reminiscent of Granit Xhaka. Yeah, when Merino was in the team at the start of the season, he was in toward near our goal. Yeah, calamity. Yeah, further forward, same as Xhaka. Like leave him as far away from our goal as possible. And that deft little touch he played in for Saka that put it wide. What a touch, mate! Some of his passing today was superb as well. Obviously, we see that in Madrid the other night with the 2 balls that he put in for Saka and for Martinelli as well. Yeah, for me, he's one that we should keep playing now because just keep playing him and get used to that position a little bit more. Yeah, but with Declan, I'd rest him Wednesday. Yeah, maybe bring him on 20 minutes from the end just to get some.
I think you could virtually pick our team for Wednesday. I think that the goalkeeper will play. You have to play the centre halves because they need to get some rhythm. Tierney probably. There's no harm in playing Tierney at left back on Wednesday. Playing Zinchenko in the midfield, leave out Odegaard, play Zinchenko in the midfield, probably play Thomas, and then you might even play. You could play like I said, Zinchenko, Thomas, and Rice in the midfield, and then up top you can play Trossard as you did as well today, and then either side you could play. There's no harm in playing Sterling and Wanyeri in that game. So there are going to be situations where you are going to want to keep players fit because at the end of the day, people say, we'll play them anyway because there's going to be a game in about... there's going to be a game in... we aren't going to be playing at the weekend, but I say, it's all about rhythm. I think Declan's one of those players that if he doesn't play, especially when he's in this form, you've got to play him every game. I understand where you're coming from in terms of
Yeah, I'm just worried about the injuries, Kelly, because obviously Saka went off,
Yeah.
And then he mate, that tackle was disgusting, by the way. Yeah, I don't know if you've seen it back on
Well, no,
TV
I
or
think,
whatever.
I think what
Saka
it
was
is that
horrible, mate.
no, it happened right in front of us. But what TV shows is TV's got another angle, and TV's got a closed circuit. All we saw was a collision, and Saka's beating the ground, beating the ground and saying, you know what, I'm in pain here, and then we're all screaming because it's our favourite player, and the referee made this decision. So he's definitely seen the same sort of impact that you've seen. But again, my argument is that day, again, he's the sort of reason that they're playing Saka again. He's probably feeling that Saka needs minutes as well and needs rhythm as well, because and Saka's going to want to play games as well, because I think over the last few years he's probably been his worst enemy, because his manager's probably been, "Are you ready? You ready? No, I'm playing. I've got to play. Please play me. Please play me." And
Yeah, 100%. He actually played really well today, but I would have subbed him off soon as it went to half time. I would have took him off. But
well, it's funny to say that, because when the collision happened, there were a lot of people near me in the ground who were screaming and shouting. Said at the manager, "Look, take him off. He's our best player." And their sort of consolation point was, all right, if you don't take him off, at least don't start him at half time. And that wasn't the case. He came on, looked good, and then, about like 20, 25, then he takes him off. But again, I still think that he's trying to, like I said, get himself to full fitness. I don't personally think he's fully fit.
no, of course
But
not.
people, again, we're in this sort of the apology sort of theme now. Me and you've got, if we prevail in the Champions League, me and you've got to apologise.
Apologise for wanting us to do this in the first place.
Well, yeah, I was told that I have to apologise because I got it wrong about Saka starting games. That he should have kept.
Okay, well, let's hope he don't miss the 2 legs then, isn't it?
It's not a case of that.
Because the thing is, Kenny, I texted Gal this as well, right? We obviously want our best players on the pitch here.
Absolutely.
But at the same time, if he ends up being injured, next season, after doing what he's been doing now, I don't want to read next season, right? But Saka's injured, that's why we didn't win the league or nothing like that. Because if we don't end up winning this Champions League, right, let's hope he's fit, right, for the 2 legs, and hope we get through to the final, and then he turns up in the final. It'd be great, right? But if we don't win it, and then he's F next season, this is going to be the reason why, because we're playing him. He didn't need to start today, Kenny. Could have brought him off the bench 20 to go. Wrap him up and cut him all. Now he's wrapped up with ice wrap around him.
Well, yes, I think I think because he's had his ankle done and he's in ice, I think it's safe to say that he won't be starting on
Wednesday.
He doesn't need to have a fitness test. He's had enough fitness tests for the Champions League. Obviously, Fulham was a fitness test. Cameron in the setting off against Everton was a fitness test, and obviously the Real Madrid game he started in. Again against Brentford, he came with another fitness test. So he doesn't really need another fitness test, especially when he's had a knock. So what's it? 9 days time we've got the game. Yeah, that's open goal to give him a rest, isn't it?
100%. Listen, get him safely, mate. I know you've still got a mission to get home.
It's you do it in the name of the Arsenal, man. It's funny.
Yeah, come on, mate.
It's funny how we get accused of not wanting to seem to do well because of our agendas. Yeah, I'm going to go. I'm doing a 2-hour trip. We should be an hour because I love watching Arsenal play. The irony of it, eh?
There you go. Anyway, listen, get him safely, mate. Happy Easter, and man, we do this again on Wednesday. We'll
definitely do this move. But I've got a recommendation for everyone.
Go on.
Sky Sports later today. There's a boxing, like light heavyweight fight between Liam Cameron and Ben Whittaker, the rematch.
There you go. Any boxing fans, you'll be on that straight away. Listen, get him safe, mate. Love you, mate. Take care.